Girls on the Rise is typically a high-energy, one-day event.
You are your greatest asset.
Community leaders, first responders, and a few journalists offer up their time and wisdom to tween and teen girls.
It's only so much you can do in one day or 2 days or even once a month. But now we have funding where we can work with these young ladies for 12 weeks in a row.
This expanded program is for 9th grade girls, and they'll learn skills you often don't get in the classroom.
We're going to kick off with negotiation. That's right off the bat. We're going to do business acumen, also how to write a contract, how to read a contract.
The goal is to eventually get Girls on the Rise in every high school in Washington. So this first class will help refine the program. For that reason, Katie says they will be compensated.
They deserve to be paid for their genius and their brilliance that they're bringing into the program. They're going to help us shift some of these competencies and let us know what we should keep.
An investment in the girls and an investment by them as they rise to become young women. A win-win that Katie hopes will bring all girls closer to their full potential.
My highest hope for all girls is that we're able to create an equitable world, a world where women and girls can lead. It's expected for them to lead, and that we also have our men there as well. So this program is for all girls, and I think all girls will learn something out of it.
Hi, I'm Katie Hall. I am the co-founder and the CEO of Katie Hall Foundation, and we are so excited that in 2021, we were able to roll out our Girls on the Rise program statewide, thanks to the funds at Building Bridges. We would love for you to be able to listen in to some of our credible messengers, which are the girls who actually went through the program. Listen in to learn a little bit more about what we did with our funding from Building Bridges.
One thing that really stood out to me in this program, and that I'm going to keep in mind from now and in my future, is that success is not about talent, but about persistency.
Sometimes, you will have setbacks. It is going to happen. But what really, defines who you are and how you move forward is your resiliency, your ability to recover from setbacks, to maneuver through them, to be strategic and thoughtful.
Self-discovery spoke the most to me because I feel like it's really important, and especially for people to know that they don't have to figure out who they are all at once, and that it can take a while and that things can change.
What are some of the things you care about in the world? And what brings you joy? Those are the kind of questions you ask yourself. And then don't expect the answer at that moment. Let it come into your spirit and you will start to figure that out. The other thing I would say is that there's no linear path to creativity. Creativity is when you recognize ideas that are authentic to you and that you are able to bring your authentic self to in order to bring those thoughts to being.
Fitting in is not okay for other people either, right? Because they don't get a chance to get to know who you really are. So fitting in is just to try to fit in. I used to try to do that too. It doesn't work in the long run. You have to be your unique self, because when you're your unique self, you give others the ability to be themselves.
Understanding that you are never competing with anyone except yourself, and it's just who you were yesterday. And so how can you continuously make those decisions to be your best self, because you deserve it and we need you.
It gives girls an opportunity to feel like they're really a part of something, especially with doing something and you're doing something good for yourself and for other people. Like you're helping contribute to something bigger than just everyday life, like going to school or whatnot. It kind of doesn't really feel like you're really doing much. But with Girls on the Rise, it feels like you're really contributing to something bigger and helping learn so that when you're older, you can become like a girl on the rise.
The meaning of all of our lives is to find our gifts, and then the purpose is to give those gifts away, to serve one another, to share our gifts with the world. But first, we got to find our gifts.
So after the lesson about self-discovery, I actually deleted some social media app that I think I need to spend more time every day to kind of reflect on my life and really give myself some time to relax and know more about myself. every girl in every state should have a chance to know about the program.
When you are in meetings and in organizations, the more you listen than speak, the more you'll understand the dynamics at play, and the more that it allows you to understand what's really happening and what the undertones are that may not be spoken but are hidden.
Like, even if the person may be rude to you when you're in a negotiation, you should consider it just pointedly as a problem to deal with or something to negotiate instead of something that's like about your ego and about your personality.
Believe it or not, back in 2014, Washington State had the highest number of girls under the age of 18 in human sex trafficking.
You have no idea how many people, even in areas where you wouldn't think, are being trafficked or being exploited because they don't know the language, because they don't, they don't know their rights, because they have, somebody else has their paperwork or their documentation, and recognizing that something doesn't seem right. You may not be able to pinpoint it, but something just doesn't seem right, and turning it in can really make the difference in the trajectory of someone's life.
Human sex trafficking topic that spoke to me the most because, I knew very, very little about it, like nothing. And, since the meeting, it's just very educational, and it's such an important topic, and it's very sad that we don't talk about it in our educational system.
So as you can see, these girls were pretty dynamic. In just a 6-week program, we were able to cover so much. We covered our competencies. We learned a lot about negotiation. That seemed to be a very popular competency amongst these young ladies, as well as self-efficacy and self-discovery. I'm just so grateful that we were able to provide this program to the girls all across the state of Washington, where girls were able to work together all the way from up north, all the way to south, and we're just so grateful. We would like for you to learn a little bit more about other projects we worked on, about topical current issues and current events such as COVID-19, vaccinations, who should be vaccinated, and who should be leading our world through vaccinations.
I think vaccination confidence can come from a number of different things. The first thing is using social media positively. A lot of people on social media have a really big influence, and some of them don't even realize how much of an influence they have. And if those influencers could use their power to spread positive messages about vaccinations, I definitely think that could gain confidence in us. Also, trying to avoid spreading rumors, false rumors about the vaccination could definitely create more confidence.
Spreading awareness. Just getting it out there, telling everyone this is what it looks like. We need vaccines because of this. People are still dying and getting sick, and explaining why the vaccine is so important, what it's doing to help, and just showing people that have gotten it and have experienced that and saying it's helped me a lot.
I think they take control by posting stuff, for example, TikTok, they post stuff like you'll turn into an alien if you do that, or it's just not necessary, and it makes people scared, and people actually have anxiety over it.
Seeing the people you look up to being able to have it, as well as showing the evidence and education behind that. Right now, I think it's been such a political play that not only do people maybe not trust it, but also are additionally blindsided to it. And just that there's science behind it, and yes, you may not be very excited to put different things into your body, but I think then it shows that we have to go to the extra mile, show that it secures safety, and that there's been the numbers, and that these people need to take risks and step up for their safety and others as well, and that they need to start to trust people like doctors who have really put their whole life into it.
Building Bridges, OSPI, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you so much for providing us seed funding to be able to make our Girls on the Rise program statewide. We were able to work collaboratively with young ladies starting at the age of 13 all the way through 18 across the entire state of Washington. We are hopeful and we are very motivated to be able to start our very first fundraiser to be able to take Girls on the Rise and keep it as a statewide program. Thank you so much. You will see more of us. You will see our young ladies moving and soaring across the country. We want to thank you so much. And one thing that we talk to our young ladies about is that relationships are key and that no one gets to where they are going alone. And it is so essential that as you lift, you climb. As you climb, you lift. And so we're all about lifting and climbing and developing very strong relationships. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for making Girls on the Rise a reality. I am Katie Hall, and I look forward to seeing more of you.